Okie dokie.
So I'm just going to wing it. It's just off the cuff winging it.
Just do it, yeah.
And quick. Good morning and welcome back, and we're going to try and keep this as brief as we can, but we want to put this video out because it is the one question we've got the most, I think, from this trip, isn't it?
Constantly. How much does it cost?
Because you're all nosy Parkers. Now, I just want to say quickly, we are very aware that we're in some sort of economic crisis at the minute. Just be known that we have been saving up for this trip since 2017, and we work full-time on the roads, because the price is, to some of you, is going to be like, Jesus, that's expensive, and to some of you, you're going to find actually it's cheaper than you thought. So without further ado,
let's get going.
So we've got one of Emily's now world famous spreadsheets. It is full of details, and we're just going to go through. So the first two major things are obviously fuel and food, and I am surprised at how close these are. So on fuel, we covered a distance of approximately somewhere between 3,500 and 3,700 miles. So we did a big loop up to the middle of Norway, all the way across, down the coast of Sweden and back to the UK again. And the fuel cost was
£1,257 and 54p.
Yeah, 1,250 quid. And this is the surprise element. So on food, now this is just food, so our food. This is not all the food. This is just like shopping, isn't it?
It's the food, it's the food.
It does include our dog and cat food, but if you did watch the series, you'll know we went to many a supermarket, many. In fact, I think we spent more time at supermarkets than anywhere else. And how much did you spend on food?
Look, you got to try them, okay? £1,254 and 69p. I'm gonna like defend myself here. I was told to try loads of different things, so I had to.
The numbers don't lie. £3 less on food for us. Fuel for us is the same as what it costs in a fuel crisis for fuel for the van in Scandinavia, where fuel is notoriously high.
But anyway, look, let's move on. Next category.
Ferries and tunnel. So this is the Channel Tunnel, the train to France, the ferry up to Norway from Denmark to Norway, and the big bridge, the Øresund bridge, coming back from Sweden into Denmark. So all the big costs. That was
£777 and 54p.
So as you can see, getting there and back was a huge chunk of the cost, and then the fuel on top, probably, I don't know, 300 quid of that fuel bill was, maybe a bit more actually, was getting to Norway to start with. So a huge chunk was spent on getting there, wasn't it? Tolls. Now, tolls is surprisingly cheap. So all in all, through all the countries over 3 months, £114 and 89p. So I think that's pretty...
Yeah, that's not too bad, is it? That was...
Yeah, we had to wait to make this video because for the tolls in Sweden and Norway, you get the bill when you get back. It's all automated. You don't get a toll booth where you can pay. So we've just had the bill through. And that's all the little boats between the fjords in Norway as well. So I was quite surprised with that coming that cheap.
Yeah, you register online for that, by the way.
Yes, E-Pass 24 and what was the boat one? Oh, I'll put it on the screen.
Yeah. Next is camping and laundry, and I love a laundry, so...
we do washing normally when we're on the road about once a week, and you normally do a minimum of 2 loads, don't you?
Yeah, 2 to 3 loads, and it costs, Anyway, camping and laundry, what I did find in Scandinavia is that there's not a lot of laundrettes. They're generally on like the camping sites or their airs, their camper stops and stuff, not actual laundromats. So you kind of get like a 2-for-1.
Yeah, and quite often the laundry is included in the price of the camping.
Yeah.
So you might spend 25 quid for a night on a campsite, but for that you're getting unlimited washing and tumble drying. Tumble drying is extremely important in Norway because it rains and you ain't hanging that washing out.
No, exactly. And then when we have had to pay though, it's been a small amount, so not the same as what you would do at the laundrette.
Yeah, and on the odd occasion we found free washing in like some of the bigger towns and stuff, didn't we?
Yeah,
for
it was amazing.
Tourists. That was
amazing.
Cool. Have you done?
No, I have done the price. So the price, £393 and 93p.
And to put that into context, I think we did 4 campsites, but we spent probably 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Probably spent about 10 nights on campsites in total.
Yeah.
Plus paid camping stops. So some of the little harbours that we stayed in were like 20 quid for a night, including washing facilities, showers, and all that sort of thing. Yeah. So again, over the 3 months that we was gone, not too bad.
Considering the amount of laundry that I like to do.
Activities. So this is museums, the boat ride in Amsterdam, the churches that we went to see, all those historical little things that Emily likes to go and poke her nose in. Came to
£212 and 60p.
And the final cost that we've got for you for the minute is LPG, which came to a massive whopping total of £22 for 3 months in gas. So I think that's pretty damn good.
Crazy, mate.
Yeah, really good. So for gas, we just use that for cooking and obviously for heating water for washes and stuff. So 22 quid for 3 months, you're laughing.
Yeah, we try and keep that down by having less washes and stuff because, you know, van life is dirty and all that stuff.
Emily's just lazy and prefers the stink. So the grand total, now I'm probably aware that I've put on the screen all those other costs. I'm not going to put this one on the screen because I know that everyone's just going to come to the video, fast forward to find the total cost and bugger off again. So if you've done that and you've made it to this bit where I'm going to tell you the total cost, well done. And for everyone else that's watched the whole video, thank you very much. So the total, are you going to do it? Total cost for the entire 3 months, so that's getting to Europe, driving all the way up there, driving all the way around, all the things we did, everything all in was...
a whopping, or not so whopping, £4,490 and 6p. Don't forget the pence.
Don't forget the 6p. So that is an awful lot of money. But again, it's a 3-month trip. And we travelled, like I said, we've been planning that trip for a long time. We've always wanted to go. We've saved up for it. We worked hard the whole time we was there so that we could do it without worrying about money, without having to do it on a budget, so that we could do and go and drive and eat and go to the places we wanted to.
And do what we wanted to do. Yeah, like we knew it was going to be a big blowout one, and I wanted to try all of the different foods and stuff like that, so don't hold it against me, okay?
When she says all the different foods, we only had 2 proper meals out, or 3. Both of the times you had Chinese.
I mean the snacks! I mean the snacks.
Crap you can buy in the shop, you meant the snacks, didn't you?
It doesn't matter. I tried the local... delicacies.
Just on that note, on the eating out, that also includes the subcategory, which we've now agreed is treats. So you've got eating out, which is a meal out. You've got snacks, which is food you keep in the van for a snack later on. And apparently, I've been massively outvoted on this. There's a subcategory called treats. And that's something that isn't a meal out, but you buy out to eat. So like an ice cream, which you had many of.
Yep,
waffles, which you had many of. We had to go to Bruges twice, so you could have extra waffles. All those kinds of things. So yeah, and in that category, we've spent quite a lot of money, but you are the snack bandits, and so she had to stay on brand, really.
You know, you got to go with it.
It's a work trip.
It's a work trip. Paying for it now, though.
What we found quite surprising, so the total, Emily's just give you the total cost of the trip. If you take away the cost of getting there, the total for the travelling around Norway and Sweden and whatnot, Scandinavia, was £3,390. That's about £1,130 a month, give or take. These are not perfect estimates. So for £1,100 a month to travel in the same way, so that you still go out and do the nice things, go to all the places, eat the food, we found that it's about this, because just before this we did a little trip around the UK. It's about the same.
Yeah.
Isn't it? And that is, we was quite shocked because obviously when we said we was going to Scandinavia, everyone said, oh, you need to like remortgage your house and all this, that and the other. But because the services are so readily available, so water, you don't have to worry. Like in this country, we would go and find a campsite just to fill up with water or just to have a shower. But because in Norway in particular, showers you can find, water you can find, so you're not reliant on going to campsites all the time. So you could quite easily do those 2 countries and never go on a campsite.
Easy.
Which brings your cost down massively. Then of course the fuel at the time, we was actually paying a bit less for it in Norway than what it was being charged over here. So we did well on the fuel, didn't we?
Crazy.
So yeah, I would say the costs, I think if you really went on a budget and took off the cost of getting there and spent a long time in Scandinavia, maybe if you got a visa, you could probably do van life in Scandinavia cheaper than what you could do in the UK.
You definitely can, because I've done a little comparison on the shopping.
Yes.
Uno momento.
Now here comes this isn't Emily's spreadsheet, anyway, this is my scribbles. Here comes Emily's professional spreadsheet.
Professional spreadsheet.
I'll pop it up on the screen so you can all have a little butchers.
But yeah, so when I done the big shop over in Norway, I kept a receipt so that I could do this and compare to, I go to Tesco's for my shopping just because of it's easier, and I should probably shop around before anyone puts it in the comments and stuff. But so I've done it on comparison to Tesco's, and I've tried to do it on comparison like for like. So there's a thing over in Norway and in Sweden that's called first price stuff. So that's kind of like your Tesco's home branded stuff. So it's a lot cheaper than all of the other bits in there and that, basically. So I've tried to do it like that. So to give you a few examples, normal stuff, Coca-Cola, a 10 box of Coca-Cola over there is £6.49. Now you do have to pay added tax on that, and that does include the added tax. And over here for that same box would be £4.19. So yes, it is more expensive, but it's not amount that people were telling me that it was going to be more expensive.
Yeah, we was expecting to pay like £4 for a can of Coke and stuff. But
Yeah.
if you go to the supermarket, obviously if you go into the centre of Bergen or Stockholm or any of the main places, yes, you're going to pay a fortune for a Coke, but you're going to get that in London. So
Yeah.
you just have to be a bit savvy and go to the shops out of the way and whatnot.
Exactly. So take this for instance. Their first price dog food for 5 kilogram bag was £6.05. For a 6 kilogram bag of the same sort of equivalent, £7.50. So it's actually more expensive
Here
than
it is over there.
Than it is. I know you get a little bit more, but it's probably about the same then, didn't it?
Yeah. So what was your total? So your weekly shop difference in totals?
So over in Norway, it came to £68.87. The same if I was to buy it over in Tesco's, £54.45. So there's only about a £14 something, Louisa, pop it on the screen, difference. So I think that that's not as bad from what people were telling me.
And that's without you buying all first. Was it called first choice?
Yeah, first price stuff.
First price stuff. So if you was to buy all first price stuff, you could do it much cheaper. We did stock up on like pastas and rices and things, didn't we? But we didn't really use them, to be fair.
No.
You just shopped as normal.
I did shop as normal. Yeah, I bought stuff because you'll see on my little spreadsheet the stuff that like I bought, and I took information about some of the other bits and that as well. So yeah, I just wanted to put it into a little bit more of context of that. Yes, it is more expensive, but not drastically more, and I do believe that you could do it on a bit more of a budget. But like I say, I wanted to buy that £5 block of cheese, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, she does like her cheese. And the similar thing with the fuel, this is specifically for Norway. So in Sweden it's pretty much the same price everywhere, but in Norway the fuel prices change daily. So you might wake up one morning and it's the equivalent of say £1.85, and then you go out again that evening and it's £2.22. So you just have to watch as you go past all the fuel stations, just check, and when you see it cheap, just get it cheap, because it does literally fluctuate day to day, sometimes in the same day. So you can again be a bit more clever about it, but if you just get there and buy the first fuel that you see and go to the first supermarket you see, you're going to pay more. So
yeah,
if you're smart, you could probably, and you wanted to do it on a really tight budget to travel the same distance we did, see all the same things we see, I reckon you could do it on a budget of about £800 a month. Obviously, if you go slower, less fuel, you can do it even cheaper, but that's all going to depend on your situation and visas.
Yep. And just a little top tip for me for the shopping, I found the Kiwi Mini Pre was the best ones with the most amount of first price stuff in
Norway, and in, what was your favourite supermarket in Sweden then?
Willys!
Willys, and I believe Willys is like a budget, a more cheaper supermarket, and Sweden was pretty much comparable to UK prices, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
Obviously there are other costs to consider with van life, so there's like travel insurance, van insurance, breakdown cover, all those different things, internet. We're not going to put those costs in because they are different for every single person. We pay for all those things annually because we travel a lot. If you're just doing like a 6-week trip, it's probably cheaper for you to pay for health insurance for just 6 weeks. So it is all very different. Obviously there's servicing and repairs. This trip is the first time we do not need a category on the cost for breakdowns. It came to £0, but obviously there's all those things, but again that's going to be trip by trip, subject to your individual needs. So there are other costs involved, and you never know, we might do at some point a full our monthly costs.
Yeah.
With all that stuff in, but
all
for
that
now
stuff.
it's just the Scandinavia video. So let us know in the comments if you are surprised and thought it was expensive, or if it was actually less than what you thought, because I'd be really interested to know, because we was literally bombarded with,
oh yeah,
it's going to cost you a fortune.
Yeah, it's so expensive. It's this, and I appreciate that some bits are expensive. I appreciate that, I really do, but I just think that there are ways and means around it to make it a little bit cheaper.
And in Norway you do not need to spend a penny on activities if you don't want to, because if you're an outdoors lover, then I should imagine that's why you've gone to Norway. There is hikes, walks, views aplenty, isn't there? You don't need to spend any money, there's just enough. And then the same with Sweden, you've got forests, you could walk for miles, you could take your kayak out on the lakes. It's just vast, isn't it, and very welcoming to it. So if you get the chance to go and you're thinking, £4.5 grand's a lot of money, it's the best £4.5 grand we've ever spent on travel.
Definitely. Favourite place so far.
And on that note, we are going to leave it there because we've waffled on enough again. Look, we're at 15 minutes. I reckon I can cut this down to about 13 minutes.
Oh, she's getting close.
Shut up. We'll see you on the next one.
Bye, give us a thumbs up, ring the bell.
Oh yeah, bye.
You're such a twat.